Today we're playing the Rubiks Race, a two-player game where you move these tiles to match a random formation decided by this thing. And I'm playing with the coolest guy there is, me. It's on, my friend. Yeah, it's on. Alright, it is Josh 1 to play first. Good luck. Ooh, 45 seconds, a strong time to beat. Josh 2 steps up to the mark. Do you think you can do it? Ooh, we're approaching that 45 seconds mark. And he couldn't make it. He still had those 3 to go. Josh 1 wins. So I need to replicate this pattern here you asked for on the center 9 squares. Let's go. That took me 41 seconds, not too bad. Leave us a challenge for next time and duet this if you think you can do it quicker. Okay, so I'm going to scramble up this Rubik's Cube a little bit more and then roll it. Okay, so this pattern here, I'm going to replicate on the Rubik's Race on the center 9 squares as quickly as I can for you.
AC Cuber Sam here with Brain Awareness Month. My brain works so hard and I have to think fast a lot of the time if I need to get tasks done quickly. Let's take a look at the Rubik's Race Metallic Edition so you can see how my brain processes things. With the Rubik's Race, I have to shake this, find the pattern, look at my board, and figure out how can I get faster than my opponent, and look at shortcuts within moving the pieces around the board to beat my opponent. It's fun to slide, and just gotta think ahead in order to win. So I don't let slow things bother me when I race. So stay tuned for tomorrow as I show you my speed solve.
So Logan wants us to do this pattern. First we'll do it on the Rubik's Cube here. So first I'm going to do these edges. Need this one to be blue. This one here to be a yellow, which we can do like that. This one here needs to be orange. Like that. That is already green. That's good for me. This corner down here needs to be blue. This one needs to be orange. Oh, sweet, we got one there. This needs to be white. Where's a white for me? There's a white. And this final one over there is red. And that is that matched. So now we're going to try and make it on this center 9 squares here. So let's go for the top first. I'm going to put a red one. I actually need to bring up a blue, I think, here, so that I can then put a red one there. This white one here can go like that. This section here, I need to move up some greens, really. Actually, I need to move a yellow there and then put a green in next to it. Well, let's do both greens. So that's 2 layers done, so now we just need the bottom one done. We've already got a blue here. We need this orange like that. And in fact, I can probably just, how about we just do a bit of this, switcheroo. And there you go. Want to challenge us again? This is the Rubik's Race. Oh, wow, I'm a giant. This is the Rubik's Race Pack and Go edition. And look at them side by side, looking trim, ready for the summer. Rubik's Race has always been one of my favourite ever competitive puzzle games, but I'm going to show you because the premise is basically the same even with this one. You flip over one of these cards, which gives you a random pattern, and then you and your opponent race by moving these little tiles around to match that pattern to the centre 9 squares, and when you're done, you close this window showing that you've made it. And in fact, if you have a Rubik's Cube handy, you could just kind of mess it up a bit, roll it, and whatever's on top, that could be the pattern you're working on. I'm going to do one nice and quick for you now. Let's go. because the centre 9 squares are now identical to this card, that means I have won the game against my invisible opponent. Rubik's Race, pack and go. Shift it, slide it, solve it. Okay, let's try and replicate that pattern on first the Rubik's Cube and then on the Rubik's Race. Let's go. So I need a green centre with a blue one there, a yellow one here, another yellow one just beneath that green, and an orange. We can do like that. Then we're going to fill in these corners. This one first, we'll do the white on this corner. Now we need this one to be orange. Now we need this top one here to be red. Both of these ones to be red. 1 and 2. I think that is it. All right, perfect. Let's do it here. Okay, so I need to get a red all the way to the top. This is not useful. This is going to take a while. I need to get a red all the way to the top there. Then I need a blue here. We can do that. Then I need a red here. Okay. Okay, so on the top layer, now I'm going to go here. Shall I go here? Because that needs an orange. That needs a green. Perfect. That needs a yellow. That can be done. Okay, now the bottom layer, this needs to be orange. We can I just kind of need to switch those two, really, don't I? Like that. There. And then this needs to go up. Ooh. Getting confused there. And then this needs to be a white down here. Let's do this. And I think that is... once this is white, I think that is it. There you go. Want to give us another challenge? And today's challenge is this side. So I have to replicate that pattern on the centre 9 squares. We're playing Rubik's Race Ace Edition. And in this one, you have to add in 2 blocker tiles just to make things a little bit more tricky for us aces. Okay, one more thing. I have to add in a wild tile. And that can be any colour, you see? So I had a really strong start. I managed to get the top layer, the blue, the yellow and the white, into position almost immediately. And the second layer, here I'm putting in the red in. And all I really have to do now is bring the green from the bottom up to the middle layer. And I've done 2 layers of the challenge. But here is where things got really tricky. This bottom layer really confused me, and that's because of the new elements, which really add a new flavour. The blocker tile just completely got in the way, and the wild tile, which remember can be any colour, I just didn't decide how to use it properly for quite some time, really slowing me down. Eventually I realised that wild tile can be the orange in the middle and the bottom. I just bring this white one across, and using that wild tile, we're done. That's how to play Rubik's Race Ace Edition. Okay, tips for the Rubik's Race. Number 1, I would never start with the centre square. I would actually start working from like the top left square that we need, along and then down, and then these 4 afterwards. Tip number 2, I would say make a space and work in circles. For example, if we want this to be orange right here, all we have to do is rotate this in a circle till it works. And tip number 3, the outside layer. So anything that's covered right now by this black bit, this layer here is useful for getting the gap around. For example, if I want this gap down here, it's only 2 moves, 1, 2, and the gap is now down here to use as I need here.